Alright, everybody. I think I'm going to do a video of me just talking and explaining what all you see here. The first one I got, it was Yamaha PSS 480. I bought it from this store called Trade It, and I don't think that they realized what they had. Got it for $30, and it kind of sparked my interest on synthesizers in general because it has this little digital synthesizer section right here. You can change the attack rate, feedback level, decay rate, modulation level, frequency, you know, right here on this tiny little thing. And it's got MIDI, so I use it as a MIDI controller for this 2600. I have it attached to the 2600, and I have the through from the 2600 going to the Model D here. But yeah, that was the first thing I got. You can change the attack rate and decay rate and stuff, and I mean it's really good for like bell sounds because it's a FM synthesizer. You know, you probably won't hear it very much on some of the stuff that I do here for this channel, but it's really good. I enjoy messing with it. The keyboard's good. You can stretch pretty far, and you know, the little keys are fine. I don't really have trouble with the little keys. I'm used to it. The more you play with it, the more you get used to it. Then I got this Erica Synths Pico System 3, and I got that before I got any of this other stuff. And it was the only thing I had. I had this thing, and I got this Arturia thing from Sweetwater, and I didn't really know a whole lot about modular synthesis. Like I knew, I knew I wanted to get into it, but like I had no idea the possibilities that could come from just that one simple little thing. I mean, there's over the year and a half, 2 years that I've been doing this, I like, you learn more and more every day, and then there's a whole lot of like light bulb moments that are like, oh, okay, I could do that with this, and it's pretty cool. And then I got the DFAM, which I mean I kind of regret buying it because I really should have got like a subharmonicon instead or something else. But I mean I love it. I love the DFAM. It's amazing. The potentiometers are amazing. The filter sounds. Oh, the filter is so good. But the problem with that is for you guys listening online through your phone or like through your computer, really doesn't matter a whole lot whether you spend $650 on a synth or $300 and some dollars on a synth. Like, they both output pulse waves. A pulse wave is a pulse wave. It's the same thing whether you're hearing it from a computer or you're not. It's ultimately it gets changed from an analog signal to ones and zeros, and then it gets changed back to an analog signal when you hear it if I record it through Logic. But like, it's really, I think personally, more for the person actually making the sound. You hear more of a difference yourself rather than like, I don't know, you can't hear the quality of the Moog over on these tiny little cell phone speakers. It's more for like the user. It's like listening to vinyl records. It's like you can listen to vinyl records on a crappy Crosley player if you want to. They're gonna sound okay, but the point of it is to have really good speakers, really good phono, really good amplifier and all that, and then you hear really good quality music. But for you guys listening online, it really doesn't matter. A square wave is a square wave. Is a saw wave. The saw wave goes buzz, because it has all of the frequencies. It's the same. It's really, really the same. And I mean, we could argue all day if you want to, but it really doesn't matter. Save your money. Save your money. Buy Behringer if you can. It's tough because I I don't regret it, but man, it was a lot. I could have gotten a lot more, you know, for this one thing rather than just having this one thing that's a drum machine. It's not just a drum machine. You can do so many things with it, but yeah, and same thing kind of with the Behringer Model D. I got that one a little bit later too, and it's great. I love it. It sounds amazing. It sounds, you know, anything that was played on a mini Moog, you can make the sounds of it. Anything. But it's like a one-trick pony, you know. It's a mini Moog, like, and that's it. You can't really, you know, it's not like the Erica Synths thing where you can just plug and this can go there and that can go there, and it's a set thing, you know. I kind of regret getting the Model D instead of like a Neutron or something like that by Behringer. 2600, it's amazing. I freaking love it, you know. I was probably one of the first people to call up my rep at Sweetwater and ask him, hey, are you guys going to get Behringer 2600s? If so, then I want one. And I left him an email, and then the next day or so I saw, you know, the option for the Behringer 2600 for pre-order on Sweetwater. So I was probably one of the first people to try to get one from Sweetwater. And it got shipped out. You know, I was probably one of the first people to get it here in America. And it's amazing. I mean, you know, it's awesome. And like I said, it's not, you know, an original 2600 with the original capacitors and whatnot in there from the 1970s, but it's close enough to learn, and that's one thing too that the 26 helped me out a lot with was learning about synthesis, learning about, you know, the filter and the amplifiers and, you know, the frequency modulation and pulse width modulation and all that. Like, I didn't have the 2600, but I still had this Erica Synths thing, and you know, there were a lot of light bulbs that went off when, after I got the both of them and I was messing around with them, and I'm like, okay, this is an amp, this is that, pulse wave, whatever. Like, it's, if you want to get into modular synthesis, it's gonna take a little while of just learning it and, you know, trial and error, but that's what's fun about it, you know what I mean? As you're messing around with the music and stuff, you're learning as you go. It's awesome. There's, you know, I can only praise the Behringer 2600. You know, the spring reverb, you know, it's the digital spring reverb. It really doesn't matter very much. The colors, they don't really bother me that much. I mean, they kind of did at first. You can you know, do the brightness up on it like that, but that's just too much. And, you know, it's fine the way it is. It sounds just like any of the other ones, the Gray Meanie or the Blue Marvin. It sounds just like that. It just has a spring reverb, which I've got a tank, spring reverb tank up there that I can use if I want an actual spring, you know. But yep, so we got the Yamaha PSS 480, Moog DFAM, Behringer Model D, Erica Synths Pico System 3, Behringer 2600, you know, Arturia key step. Oh, this little guy is awesome. Pocket operator, PO33. It's cool. It gives me like beats and stuff, and, you know, it's really fun to mess around with. Korg SQ1 sequencer to make, you know, more musical things from, you know, all of this buzzing and you know, sample and hold and all of that. It really helps to, you know, have a sequence going, and, you know, then you can just, you know, take the gates and whatever from it and you know, affect the filter of that, you know, I mean, affect the VCF mod on this, and you can control the filter with that. And, but yeah, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money if you're broke like me, and you don't really need to spend a whole lot of money on something Moog. You know what I mean? It's nice to have it. It's awesome to have it, but but really, like, it's a lot of money that you're spending on really just a name. If you just want some knobs to turn instead of, actually, playing with software synths and stuff on the computer, if you actually want some knobs, go with Behringer. I mean, it's not. It's a tough call because, like, when am I gonna ever be able to afford, $16,000 for an original ARP 2600, or $1,700, $2,000 for the Korg versions that come out. I mean, I would love to get one of those, but no, it's not gonna happen. I can't justify spending that much money when something, I mean, I can get something and it's pretty much the same for a lot less. I have it all going into a Soundcraft 8-channel EPM 6. Everything's going into that. I have this PCM 70. It's on like loan right now. My roommate is letting me borrow it. It's just really awesome digital, effects processor. Got nice reverbs up there and stuff, and it's really fun to mess around with. That's pretty much it. I have the out of my mixer going into this Focusrite 2i2. It was the first iteration of that. This is like the oldest thing that I have here. I got this probably like 2014 or no, I don't know. I got it a while ago. I've had that thing forever, and it sounds fine. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's pretty much my setup. That thing up there, I got it traded as well. It's old, just like a reverb for your stereo system back in the 70s. Like, people would add, people wanted, I don't know, apparently to add reverb to some of their, songs that they were listening to and stuff. I don't know, but it's like a reverb for your home stereo setup and stuff. It was a pretty cool find to trade it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's fun. It's just fun to mess around with sounds and synthesizers and stuff. I love it. Hope you guys, found it interesting.